Hey everyone, I am Ivy. Welcome back to the channel. In our last video, we talked about the basics of WebGL and touched on Three.js and Babylon.js. So if you missed it, check the description for a link to catch up. Today, we are taking things further and diving deep into Three.js, one of the most powerful tools for creating stunning 3D experiences in your web browser. But before we jump in, I've got some exciting news. See-Through just launched its platform. It's the world's first ever community-driven hub for 3D artists and designers, connecting creators with brands in a vibrant marketplace. Whether you're looking to monetize your skills or find high-quality assets, See-Through has got you covered. Check it out, the link is in the description below. Alright, let's get into how Three.js can transform your web experience. Let's take a step back for a moment. If you've ever tried creating 3D graphics with WebGL, you know it's no walk in the park. Tons of low-level code and complexity. But in 2010, a developer named Ricardo Cabello, aka Mr. Duke, thought, what if we made this easier for everyone? And just like that, Three.js was born. Think of it this way. Before smartphones, you had to dial up the internet and go through a bunch of clunky steps. Now, with smartphones, everything's at your fingertips. That's exactly what Three.js did for 3D web graphics. It simplified the process, making it accessible for developers everywhere. Today, you will find it powering everything from interactive websites to VR games. You might be wondering, why should you care about Three.js? Well, imagine trying to put together a complicated piece of furniture from scratch. You have got a bunch of parts and a confusing blueprint. It feels overwhelming, right? That's what it used to be like coding 3D graphics for the web. But with Three.js, it's like having a set of IKEA instructions. You just follow a few simple steps and boom, everything falls into place. No more confusing, complicated instructions. Just a straightforward, easy to use toolkit. But that's not all. Three.js is super flexible. Whether you want to create a fun game, show off a cool product in 3D, or even build a virtual reality tool, Three.js can do it all. Think of it as a digital toolbox with everything you need, no matter what kind of project you're working on. And here's the best part. Even if your 3D scene has a lot going on, Three.js can handle it without slowing down your website. It's built for speed and performance, so your site stays fast and smooth, even when there is a ton of action happening. Plus, if you ever get stuck, you're not alone. Three.js has a massive community of developers who have created tons of tutorials, guides, and forums where you can find help. It's like being a part of a big club where everyone is ready to help you out whenever you need it. So, what can you actually make with Three.js? Well, the answer is simple. Pretty much anything. Imagine you're running an online store that sells sneakers. Instead of just showing boring 2D pictures, your customers could actually rotate the shoe, zoom in and check out every little detail just like they are holding it in their hands. That's the kind of interactive experience Three.js can create. It helps you create cool virtual reality and augmented reality experiences right from your computer or phone. But it doesn't stop there. Have you ever played a browser game where the world feels like you're walking through it? Games like Voxel.js use Three.js to build those amazing 3D worlds right in your web browser. Now let's talk about how Three.js can make your website stand out. Picture this. You're working for a car brand. Instead of using boring, flat images to show off the new car model, why not let people actually interact with a 3D version of the car? They could rotate it, change the color, open the doors, all right from their browser. That's the kind of immersive experience Three.js can bring to your website. It makes everything more engaging and memorable for your users. When it comes to adding 3D models to your website, loading them efficiently is really important. You don't want your users to sit around waiting for large files to load, right? Here's how to make sure everything runs smoothly. First, you need to optimize your models. Think of it like packing efficiently. You don't need to include unnecessary items. Using formats like GLTF or GLB can compress your 3D models, so they load faster without losing any quality. Another trick is lazy loading. Ever noticed how some images load as you scroll down on a web page? You can do the same with 3D models. Only load them when the user actually needs them. For example, If someone hasn't clicked on the 3D object yet, don't load it until they do. Lastly, you can use tools like Draco compression to shrink your file sizes even more. Think of it like vacuum packing your 3D models for the web. It keeps everything nice and compact. Now let's go over some best practices for using Three.js. First, start simple. Don't clutter your scene with too many objects right away. It's like decorating a room. You want it clean and organized. Then you can gradually add more stuff as you go. You'll also want to optimize for performance. Use something called level of detail or LOD, which means your model will get simpler the further they are from the camera. Another trick is frustum culling, which makes sure only what the camera can see gets rendered, saving a lot of memory. And remember, stay updated. Three.js gets better with every update, so always make sure you're up to date for better performance and new features. But here's what to avoid. Overloading your scene. Too many high detail models can slow down or crash the browser. Instead, use something called instanced rendering for objects that repeat, like trees or streetlights. Forgetting to test on different devices. What looks amazing on your high-end gaming laptop might not work so well on a mobile phone. So always test your 3D content on different devices. Alright, ready to dive into Three.js? Here are some awesome resources to help you get started. The official Three.js repository. This is your go-to place for the core library and documentation. Three.js Journey by Bruno Simon. If you're ready for a hands-on advanced course, this is the one to check out. GLTF Loader Examples. This is the perfect resource for learning how to load 3D models efficiently. Three.js Inspector. This tool helps you debug and optimize your 3D scenes like a pro. These resources will save you a lot of time and trouble when you start working with Three.js. Trust me. And that's a wrap. We covered everything from the origins of Three.js to best practices for creating stunning 3D content. Whether you're building website, games, or VR experiences, Three.js is your go-to tool. Got questions? Drop them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer. Also, join our Discord community to connect with other developers. And don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss future content. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!